Thank you for tuning in, folks. I'm your host, Mr.A. This is the RT Boxing Show. We're bringing back from the pilot season post-fight card reviews, where we take the whole card and review it. And better late than never. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but season 1 is almost over, so we're going to go with this one. Showbox's Generation headliner Devin Haney card. So we're going to go with that one. As a whole, the card was pretty interesting. It had some good, entertaining fights, and we're gonna start off with the very first one with our boy. If you followed our show during the season, you might have saw his name in the comment section a couple times. You know, said hello, commented back and forth against another fighter. We're talking about Adam Lopez. He suffered a loss against the Korean. I can't pronounce it. Eustachian. I forgot. I messed that up, but Eustachian. Let's see exactly, because I'm butchering that country. I'm butchering it. Ukraine. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was Eustachian. But yeah, he's okay. Ukrainian. I'm sorry. Woo. Yeah, so he's a Korean. His family's his generation's a Korean defective, going to the Ukraine. So Arnold Khegai, he became 12-0 as it was a tough fight. You know, Arnold pushing down on his head got himself a point deducted, made the scores closer than what it should be. The fight itself, I believe. The scores were 77. Let's see where we're at here. Yes, the scores. The judges had the score 77 for 2, 77-74 for 2, 78-73. Mr.A, I had this score 77-74 as well. Like I said, Arnold came out and just his pressure, his movement, his boxing ability, his defense not being a still target. He gave Adam Lopez a hard time. And when Lopez did kind of throw, the fact that Lopez was only throwing one jab at a time, one punch at a time, Arnold was able to do some really good counters on him. As Arnold started to get a little gassy in the middle, it was an 8-rounder fight, so you know. Arnold was moving a lot and throwing every punch with mustard on him and throwing steam. So it kind of tired him out. And when he started holding Lopez, putting his head down, got warned so many times that he lost a point. And then Lopez came back. He won rounds 5 to me. And basically and the point deduction made it a 10-8 round. And then from there, I think he won round 7. He won rounds 5, 6, and 7, and they made it a close round, close fight because of that point deduction. But still, Arnold won that fight very convincingly. Lopez just wasn't throwing enough. But overall, it was a good fight. A nice bottom of the card opener fight. It wasn't boring. It was entertaining. And then the second fight, we had was it Anvil Vardaman, Alvin Varmel Jr. taking on Charles Foster, some light heavyweights. This was a very interesting fight. Interesting because you saw flaws in both fighters, and okay, which fighter is going to like overcome and force the way. You had the 5'8" Varmel taking on the 6' Linky Foster, and you're sitting there like, okay, you got this short guy. Every short guy tries to, channel that inner Mike Tyson. He had a little peekaboo. He was trying to wing some nice power hooks, but he never jabbed himself in. His footwork was horrible. Every time he came forward, he squared himself. Like he had no problem getting past the gatekeeping jab. He had no problem getting past that. But when he got inside, instead of doing work, he just fell inside and squared himself up and kind of just held. And then he allowed himself to get held. And Foster when he was inside, he ate some because he once when he tried to exchange with the shorter power man, but he ate some good rights. But the fact that Varmel kept squaring his feet up, he really couldn't generate no power on those overhand hooks, overhand swaying hooks. So Foster ate up a lot of rights. But as I believe that was a 10-8 rounder as well. And as the fight got into like 6 and 7, 8, Foster's like, you know what? I'm finally gonna listen to my coach. I'm gonna start just jabbing him like I was the first couple rounds. Jab him, keeping the distance, and then he started really just standing his ground in 7th, 8th round, just uppercutting him. 1-2, throwing a right down the middle. Because Varmel's coaches are like, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never lie to you. We need a knockout, or we're gonna lose this decision. Varmel tried to come out for the aggressive the last minute round, but eventually he just kept smothering his own work because he kept falling himself squared up. And Foster got a nice. You can see Foster needs to get a little better. He's like, I believe he's like 16, and because the fight was a battle of undefeateds. 2-15-0. Alvin was 15-0-1. Charles was 15-0. So Varmel Jr. got his first loss by this unanimous decision. I had it the same way. I think you only give Varmel the second round because he came out aggressive. Got some good shots off in the second round. But overall, that was a nice fight. I say those both two fights were probably, if you want to go a 1 through 5 type scale, we'll go. The first fight, the crowd seemed entertained. The referee did a good job. He didn't take away from the fight. He allowed him to fight. The fighters themselves showed good craft. Lopez was a little iffy because he didn't still enough punch, but I give that fight a nice little C. The second fight, maybe a C minus. They're satisfactory fights. I said 1 through 5, and I gave him a letter. And then so you move on to the co-main event, Josh Greer and DeRozan. That fight was entertaining. I'm gonna try to judge it for what it was because DeRozan came out the first 2 rounds with some nice heavy pressure, trying to bully him, walk him down. Greer was showing that speed, those good combinations, headshotting, body working, and then the way he ended it with that knockout, but the ref stoppage when he dropped him with that little chicken shake and he just fell. The crowd was like, whoa! The crowd was definitely entertained by that. The referee did not intervene too much in the fight. Let them fight. The crowd seemed happy. The commentary was fair on all fights. They're good. Not too much bias stuff. They're saying honest opinions of the fight. For honest wordsmanship for both fighters. So I give that fight. I give that a B. No, I give it a C. I give it a C. DeRozan, he tried, but I give it a C. And then the main event, Devin Haney just put on a clinic. Mason, he you can't judge, you can't pour the fight from Mason because he just got schooled out. Devin Haney showed great movement, in and out, attacking, punch variation, and Mason was just hypnotized and could not know what to do. The referee, he gave fair amounts of warnings for the elbows and the forearm pushing. The crowd seemed happy. The commentators, they gave you a good commentary on that fight. Like, oh man, look what he's doing here. Look at that movement. It's very well informed commentating. So I'm going to give. Yeah, it's like a C plus B. Very interesting. So is that like a C plus right there? I don't think it's a B minus. So if you go 4 fights and you say a 3, 3.5, that's what, 9.5. And then you got a B 4, so that's 9, that's 12. divided by 4. That's 3. Yeah, so it's about a 3. The card overall was a C. I got a nice C plus card last night, man. It was a very satisfactory card last night. Mr.A giving a ready talk that boxing first post fight card review. A little late, but I said I got a lot of them in the pilot season. If you want to check them out, I just brung it back right now. I'll probably do it tonight on the Lomachenko. Do it on a Saddam Ali card. Stay tuned and let me know what you think. What do you grade this card? I give it a C. It was very satisfactory. For you can maybe, depending on how you judge the co-main event with Greer, you could give this card a B, but I give it a C plus.